Well, thanks for staying with us here on Morning Live. And through the morning, we've been crisscrossing, touching base with our reporters across the country on day one of the school year. And just a reminder, our very own Leanne Manners, of course, her little one, Gabriella, also going to grade 1 this year. So Leanne will be back next week and we'll talk a little about that. But for now, the Basic Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, is at the Wembezi Secondary School in KwaZulu-Natal. And we cross over now to our reporter, Mlungisi Khumalo, and he is there with the Minister. Mlungisi?
Hi, good morning, Sakina. Yes, like you have mentioned, we're here with the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga. Right now, she's in a school called Wembezi Secondary School. Now, you also recall that this school last year recorded 84.0% pass rates. But this year, however, last year, they actually did quite well. They achieved 94.8%. Now, we also understand that in the province as well, we also had schools that did not perform as well. Now, you also recall that some schools, in fact, across the whole entire province, just managed to get a 0% pass rate. Now, in terms of how the province did well in the matric pass rate, we actually did quite well with a 76.2% pass rate. But with me today, I've got the Minister of Basic Education, Angie Motshekga, who will just briefly tell me what can we expect in this year's schooling calendar. Thank you very much for your time, Minister. Just briefly, what can we expect in this year's schooling calendar?
You know, what we want to do this year is to really focus mainly on your foundation phase and your intermediate phase. But with high schools, most of them, we want to sort out infrastructure. And some of the schools that I visited even yesterday, it's even embarrassing to get into the school premise and expect professionals to work effectively. So the biggest push that provinces have to focus on is just getting basic infrastructure in place. I mean, the school I went to, the principal's chair is even wobbling. You can imagine what the kids are. So the focus is going to be on your ECD. It's going to be making sure that in areas which are hard to teach, we deploy ICTs so that if we don't have good teachers, we can complement what is happening in class through ICTs. So and that's the main focus. It's going to be your ICTs, your ECD, and mainly your infrastructure.
Minister, today is day one in our schooling calendar, and we understand that millions of children across the whole entire country will be making their way into school. Now, I understand that last year, out of the millions of pupils that started school, only about 400,000 were able to pass matric. And from that over 1 million, where are those 600 students?
Like the story. You don't understand the system. The system, when you get to grade 9, is what we call the TVET college. We are the last people to even deny the fact that when we get to grade 9 and 10, we experience almost 30% dropout rate. But up to your basic education, up to your grade 9, 10, we have 98% enrollment. So if you are going to look at the system right at the exit door, then you're going to have distorted information as if people come in and go tomorrow. So they come in, unfortunately, when they reach grade 9 and 10, for all sorts of reasons, either youth criminality, teenage pregnant, but also challenges with the curriculum. Around 30% drops out, but others go to TVET colleges. There's a branching off after grade 9. And again, what you really would even have, which we are trying to fight very hard, is your repetition rates and your throughput rate is very low. That's why we're putting programs like your second chance program, or putting programs in place like your progression, learner progressions, to deal with what we have reported to the nation as a problem when you get to grade 10 and 11.
Thank you very much for your time, Miss. Unfortunately, we don't have much time this morning, but this was the Minister of Basic Education in the country, Angie Motshekga, just briefly telling us that in the next coming school calendar, we can expect a lot of thousands or rather millions of students to make their way into the classroom. And she's also ensured that this year they are going to work harder as the Department of Education. Over back to you in studio, Sakina.
Well, thank you so much, Mlungisi Khumalo, with the Minister of Basic Education. And as we'd indicated, most public schools reopen today, and education officials are gearing up for this 2019 schooling year.